My dear brothers and sisters, on the solemnity of the Immaculate Conception of Mary, the Gospel proclaimed is about the Annunciation of the birth of Jesus. This is probably the reason why many people, even Catholics, are confused about the meaning of the Immaculate Conception. Akala natin tungkol sa paglilihi ni Maria kay Jesus, kasi yun yung ebanghelyong ipinapahayag sa kapistahang ito. But why is the Annunciation the Gospel on the solemnity of the Immaculate Conception? The reason is very simple. Because the Annunciation tells us the reason why Mary was immaculately conceived. In the Annunciation, we are told of the mission of Mary and the reason why she was preserved from any stain of original sin was precisely for this mission of becoming the mother of the Son of God. And so the Immaculate Conception is not just a reward for Mary. The Immaculate Conception was not really just for Mary. The Immaculate Conception is really for Jesus. Kaya binigay kay Maria ang natatanging biyayang ito, hindi lang dahil sa Kanya, kundi dahil kay Jesus. And so Mary was given this singular grace of being immaculately conceived for the mission that God is giving her to carry in her womb the Son of God. And through that mission, God is fulfilling the promise He made at probably the first darkest moment in the history of the world. This we heard in our first reading today. Kailan ibinigay ng Diyos yung pangako na ipapadala niya ang Mesiyas noong nagkasala si Eva at si Adan. The very first dark moment in the history of humanity occasioned the greatest promise of God, the Savior of the world. Tinupad ng Diyos ang pangakong ito sa pamamagitan ni Maria. And so in the Immaculate Conception, when Mary was conceived in the womb of Saint Anne, God was beginning to fulfill His promise to send the Savior of the world. In the Immaculate Conception, God is beginning to complete what He said in the beginning, that He would send a Messiah who will be the hope of the world. And it is quite interesting, my dear brothers and sisters, that Jesus as Savior is the hope that the world needs. Kaya sabi ni St. Paul sa ating ikalawang pagbasa ngayon, pinupuri niya ang Diyos sapagkat sa pamamagitan ni Jesus, ipinadala ng Diyos ang lahat ng biyayang kailangan natin. Every spiritual blessing God has given to us through Jesus. But Jesus, the Savior and our hope, was given to us through Mary. Jesus is the only Savior, but the only Savior was given to the world through Mary. Jesus is the only hope of the world, but that only hope of the world was given to us through Mary. My dear brothers and sisters, the solemnity of the Immaculate Conception is about a God that is worthy of our hope. Isang maaasahang Diyos dahil tinupad niya ang kanyang pangakong magpadala ng Mesiyas. But the Immaculate Conception also tells us that God gives hope through Mary. God used Mary to give us hope. Nagbibigay ang Diyos ng pag-asa, pero yung pag-asa iyon, pinadaan niya sa pamamagitan ni Maria. My dear brothers and sisters, that is also how God gives hope to us. Yes, we put our hope in God. Yes, God is our only sure hope. But many times, this hope that comes from God is coursed through people. Mga tao na ginagamit ng Diyos para bigyan tayo ng pag-asa. Kung papaanong ginamit ng Diyos si Maria para ibigay ang pag-asa ng mundo na si Jesus, sa maraming pagkakataon sa ating buhay, binigyan din tayo ng pag-asa ng Diyos sa pamamagitan ng mga taong ipinadadala niya sa atin. And so on this solemnity of the Immaculate Conception, as we thank God for giving us hope in Jesus through Mary, let us also thank God for the many people God used to give us hope. Ipagpasalamat natin sa Diyos yung maraming tao na ginamit niya para bigyan tayo ng pag-asa, lalong-lalo na sa mga pagkakataon na nawawalan na tayo ng pag-asa. You know, my dear brothers and sisters, it was on October 13, 2022, the Feast of Our Lady of Fatima, when our new assignments were given to us. Nung nag-reshuffle kami sa Archdiocese of Manila, doon namin nalaman, sabay-sabay kaming lahat ng mga pari, nalaman namin yung aming bagong assignments. Kaya nung natanggap ko yung aking assignment, nakita ko na mula dito sa Manila Cathedral, lilipat ako sa Landmark Makati at sa SM Makati. Tuwang-tuwa ako. Kasi sabi ko sa sarili ko, pagkatapos ng ilang taon ba yun? 15, 16 years in Intramuros, maiiba na rin yung aking lugar. At mula dun sa maraming trabaho dito sa Manila Cathedral at sa Arsobispado de Manila, I will be in a simpler community. Sabi ko, para akong magsasabbatical leave doon sa Makati. Mall chapels ang aking paglilingkuran. And so I was very happy when I received my appointment. Today, we thank the Lord for these many people He has used to give us hope. But not only that, my dear brothers and sisters, let us also ask the Lord to use us like Mary to give hope to other people. Sana gamitin din tayo ng Diyos para magbigay ng pag-asa sa iba. Lalong-lalo na sa mundo natin na parang wala na tayong dahilan para umasa. Sana ang bawat isa po sa ating nagmamahal kay Maria, katulad niya, dalhin si Jesus na nagbibigay ng pag-asa. Alam nyo, simple lang po para magbigay ng pag-asa. Hindi kailangang gumastos. Minsan yung simpleng ngiti, nakakapagbigay ng pag-asa. Yung simpleng affirmation, nakapagbibigay ng pag-asa. Yung presence natin para sa bawat isa, nakakapagbigay ng pag-asa. The Facebook page of Landmark Makati Chapel received a message and it was forwarded to me. Sabi sa akin ng staff, Father, para sa iyo yung message. Sabi dun sa message, sabi sa akin, Father Reggie, I am writing to ask you to pray for my mother, who is 87 years old and is currently confined in the hospital. Sabi niya, we are regular mass goers at Landmark. At ngayon nga po, ang aking nanay ay nasa ospital. Kaya lang, ayaw niyang mag-undergo ng procedure na sinasabi ng doktor na kailangan niyang i-undergo. Ayaw niya. kapag hindi niya in-undergo yung procedure, baka manganib ang kanyang buhay. Kaya dasal kami ng dasal na magkakapatid, kinakausap namin siya para pumayag na siya. Pero matigas ang ulo, ayaw niya talaga. And so please pray for her that she may accept and be willing to undergo the procedure. And then she said in the letter, long shot po, Father, you might have the time to visit her and pray over her and maybe convince her because she listens to you. Sinagot ko naman po yung message. Sabi ko, I assure you of my prayers for your mother and I will try my best to visit her. Try my best. Hindi ako nangako. Kasi alam ko sa mga susunod na araw, ang dami kong schedules. Kaya lang isang araw, may na-cancel akong schedule. Kaya tuwang-tuwa ako, sabi ko, kahit papaano yung isang hapon ko, mawawalan ako ng schedule. Sabi ng staff ko, Father, nangako ka na may dadalawin ka sa ospital. Sabi ko, hindi ako nangako. Sabi niya, may naghihintay sa'yo. Nakonsensya naman ako, pumunta ako sa ospital, nag-pray over, nakipagkwentuhan sandali, at gulat na gulat sila na dumating ako. Pagkatapos ng sandaling kwentuhan, nagpaalam na ako. Hindi ko siya sinabihan na mag-undergo ng procedure. Ayoko nang makialam sa usapan nilang pamilya. That same evening, this lady messaged the page again and said, Father, thank you for visiting Mama. After you left, she told us, tell the doctor, I will undergo the procedure. And so she said, thank you for coming. Thank you for praying over her because your coming this afternoon was an answered prayer for us. You know, I realized, masarap po na sagutin ng Diyos yung dasal natin. Pero mas masarap pala kapag gagamitin tayo ng Diyos na maging sagot sa panalangin ng kapwa natin. Masaya kapag yung inaasahan mo matupad, pero mas malalim ang saya kapag ikaw ang ginamit ng Diyos para matupad yung inaasahan ng iba. Today, let us thank God for Mary who gave us Jesus, our hope, our only hope. And like Mary, may God also use us to give hope to each other and to give hope to the world.